Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the video, and this is a request, a paid request from Bobby. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for Supergator from 2007. One of these Roger Corman produced Sci-Fi Channel bullshit movies where you just wonder why were these movies made. I mean, apparently there was an audience for these movies. There has to have been to make so many of these. And I'm sitting there going, you know what? I saw Sci-Fi Channel back in the day. I didn't see this crap. Like, were people really that bored? It's like, yeah, you know what? It's whatever the hell night these were on. I don't watch this shitty looking, cheap ass, crappy CGI, generic, boring, run of the mill plot and everything with these stars that are either never was or used to couldas, mighta wouldas. And I'm sitting there going, why don't you just, I would assume that you had movies that you own. Just go rewatch Aliens or Predator 2, or hell, Deep Rising, The Relic, Critters 2, Ghoulies 2, Ghoulies fucking 3 even. Like, there's so many other choices, you know. Alligator with Robert Forster. Either rent at your video store or your fucking Netflix queue or something else. Or hell, get Netflix in the mail. Whether you, I worked at a video store. Sure, come to my Mr. Movies and rent a sort of Jaws again. That's super fucking gator. What's next? Supergator, Masturbator, Innovator, Excavator? Espialidocious. You know what? That should be like, I should make like a fucking porn parody. Why not? Supergator, Masturbator. The innovator of excavators. Excavate his dick in your ass. Anyway, maybe that's what it should be, yeah. Hell, if it was about that, maybe at least it wouldn't be as boring as this was. So apparently Roger Corman, who produced this, may he rest in peace, he did a film called Dino Croc. Produced it, that is. Now, I did review that. That was another request Bobby had. That's on the channel. As I call it, it was a crock of shit. Although, I would probably put that movie better than this. Just because some of the actors involved. But that was a pretty bad movie. This, he wanted to do a Dino Croc 2, but Sci-Fi Channel told him, we don't do sequels, because sequels don't do well. But that's a lie, because Sci-Fi Channel did a ton of sequels. House of the Dead 2, Anaconda 3 with David Hasselhoff, Anaconda 4 with Lyndon Ashby, Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat, the 90s one. They did The Return of the Living Dead 4 and 5. Necropolis and was it Rave to the Grave? They did Lake Placid 2 and 3 and Lake Placid vs. Anaconda and Anaconda vs. Anna Nicole Smith. What the fuck else they did? They did a lot of sequels. But I guess there's a difference. Those I named were sequels to films that were theatrical or were known. House of the Dead was known as a bad movie. It was known. Anaconda was a hit in theaters. Lake Placid, you know, people, it wasn't a hit. I liked the film, but, you know, some people knew about it. Return of the Living Dead 1, of course. Even 2 and 3 people knew. It's more of, well, we don't want a sequel to your movies because we know, like, they're not going to get fooled again. They didn't like it the first time. They're not going to get fooled the second time. It's like, yeah, I knew the first one was. But I'm like, did people really think I felt like Supergator was going to be good? I'm telling you, Supergator masturbator. Maybe could have sold you more. So the film stars Brad Johnson. Now, I hate to say that he was the discount Tom Berenger, but he was the discount Tom Berenger. I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, he seems like Tom Berenger, but just lacking. Now, I know that's mean to say because sadly he did pass away. He passed away in 2022. They say from complications from the C to the O to the VID. Although they said that for a lot of things, and some of it wasn't true, so who knows. But, there were people that did pass away from it, which is sad. Sad to hear, sad to see. And it's just that everybody they put into that category. I'm like, no, the sadness is there are some, but there's some that die from other ways, but you just putting that on there, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, there were people that did pass away because of that. And they say he did. That's what they say. But yeah, Brad Johnson, he was in The Birds 2. He was in Flight of the Intruder with Willem Dafoe and Danny Glover. He was in the Philadelphia Experiment 2. And he worked kind of consistently in direct-to-video land for a decent amount of time. He plays a geologist. And he has gone to Hawaii, at least I believe it's Hawaii. I can't remember this. To look at this volcano to see if it'll erupt or not. And a few people join him. This assistant, who's like a horn dog, he tries to pick up every woman he sees. And then there's this younger lady who is a reporter and joins them. And like one other lady joins them. Meanwhile, you have these two people hooking up, kissing, making out by this lagoon. They go into the water, they get eaten up. You don't really see anything. A good chunk of the movie, when the attacks happen, you don't see anything. Once in a while you do, and it's really bad CGI that looks really stupid. Especially the first half of this film, it's random people show up long enough to say a few lines and get killed. While Brad Johnson and them are looking through this fucking thing for this volcano. Like these two models, one gets killed off screen, the other runs off. And like, a good chunk of the movie, she's just running. And then she'll stop and talk to two people, and they say, "You're full of shit," and they leave, and then they get killed, and she runs off. Then we have these three stoner guys that, I forget what they were looking for, like this plant to help with hangovers or something like that. And then eventually they get killed. One of the few on-screen deaths we see is the one guy gets his head bitten off with a bad CGI. Goddamn. And the acting is dog shit. Especially the girl that escapes and keeps running. She'll stop and go, what was the line? "I'm not high. You're high. I'm not high. You are high." I'm like, maybe you are high for how shitty you're acting. Beautiful lady. Hot piece of ass. Just that's her ass. Kiss it. I would kiss her ass. But you gotta be very, very, very clean. Otherwise, no deal. But anyway, in seriousness, she's very hot. She's very pretty. That's why she got the job. She's very hot. She's very pretty. If somehow, somewhere she sees this, I apologize. But you're a very pretty lady. If I was acting, I couldn't act for shit either. So I cannot act for shit, and the lady could not act for shit. So we're equal on that. That's the only thing we're equal on, because she's a lot more beautiful than I would ever be. But hey, that's why she was hired. But to be honest, really nobody could act for shit in this movie. And then once in a while, when you see an attack, it's you have an up close of what's probably a puppet, and some person's legs are in there, and then the thing does like this, and you see some blood. That's done a lot, and it's done so shaky it's almost incomprehensible. And it just comes off as very fucking boring, very, very fucking generic, and very lame. It takes a while before the other familiar face, Kelly McGillis, yes, from Top Gun, and I think she was in Witness. She is in this movie. After seeing the movie, I can see why she was not in Top Gun Maverick. Not only was her acting subpar, look wise, like you see Tom Cruise and he kind of looks the same as he did. She is in the realm of satchel ass. And I know that's mean to say because we all get older. We're all not going to look the same. So I know that's not fair and nice to say. What I will say though is that she'll look like a discount Judi Dench or a discount Glenn Close. I didn't know which one to pick. Maybe Judi Dench. And she got the short hair. Didn't help either. She's the scientist and hires the crocodile hunt. Not the actual crocodile hunter. Rest in peace to him, Steve Irwin. But like a hunter who has some personal beef with creatures like this. I don't even remember what the fuck the personal beef was. But this is the typical tropes. Eventually those two meet up with our main characters. While the woman that kept running all that time and then one of the three stoner kids, they meet up, they hide, and then they get killed off screen. So I'm like, what was the point of this lady running for so damn long throughout the film just to get here and die off screen? There was like no payoff. So what was the point? I guess, hey, she's really hot, so keep her in the film. Well, then show us some nudity. But there's no nudity in this film. So there's no nudity. It doesn't try to do anything different, unique, clever, nothing. It just... I guess one thing is how the creature dies. I guess I could say that's the one thing they do a little bit differently. That's it. But it's just fucking bullshit, this movie. So, Kelly McGillis, and if you're wondering, that's my mom, because it is Thanksgiving. Well, yeah. It's very close to Thanksgiving. Very, very close, so... Maybe I just smile for a bit, think of what Thanksgiving dinner will be. Okay. Can't do that. Gotta finish this piece of shit movie. Kelly McGillis, she fucking dies with 30 minutes left of the movie. I'm like, usually if you have a known actor, you save them till, you have like 5-7 minutes left of the movie. No, they tell her, she's like, nah, I ain't staying for the whole movie, buddy. You don't kill me off with 30 minutes left of the film. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, what a waste. But again, she wasn't really pulling it off either way, so that's why I guess I shouldn't really care. Eventually, the horn dog assistant gets killed. Again, if you do see it, he just killed that way, where you see his legs and you see the puppet, like up close shots and some blood spray, and that's it. Then you have eventually the two girls, and then Kelly McGillis dies. The reporter lady, the other girl, they separate. Brad Johnson and the hunter are on a boat. The two ladies find a vehicle. There's a fisherman. He gets grabbed in the middle of the road. Then the driver of the car that picks him up tries to roll up the window and he gets grabbed and pulled out. Then the one lady runs off and then she gets killed. And then it's just the reporter lady. She finds Brad Johnson. They get on the boat with the croc, hunter. And then down the stream and such, there's a luau happening. Tourist trap, tourist attraction. And they try to warn, and of course the guy running it doesn't believe them because the movie says so. And then the creature goes in and starts killing people. You see a little bit of carnage. Again, it's CG blood. And it just amazes me. It amazes the fuck out of me that... Do I have it here? Now that I think about that. I'm not sure. No, it might be over there. I'm looking for alligator. I think it's over there. It amazes me that Alligator, right, came out in like 1980. And that's a movie where you have a scene where a giant gator is destroying a whole fucking wedding and party. And the way they did, where it's slamming its tail and breaking this limousine and crushing it and grabbing people. They were able to accomplish what they could with the low budget they had back in 1980. And they can't do a modicum of any of that for this today. None. Why? Fucking why? Pure laziness. Don't give me this budget shit. They do it in 1980. Low fucking budget. Laziness is why. Lazy fuckingness. So they get the idea of part of the luau attraction. There's this thing where they shoot a burst of gas for an eruption for the little volcano thing. We'll put the gas up there and blow it up there. The hunter acts as a decoy. Of course, his stupid ass gets eaten. Brad Johnson shoots, blows up the thing. Okay, I mean, it blows up, but the whole where it happens was a teeny bit different, but no one's going to give a shit. I barely gave a shit anyway. It's boring, it's generic, it's typical, it's run-of-the-mill, and it offers nothing in terms of wit, humor, intensity. When you do see the creature, it looks like shit. The design looks awful. The effects are shit. The acting is shit. Brad Johnson, I never thought he was that much of an actor. I hate to say it. Again, I kept thinking, can I just have Tom Berenger? I mean, at this time, they probably could have gotten Tom Berenger. I mean, he did those Sniper sequels, the 2 and 3. The only reason he didn't do the Substitute sequels, he said they didn't pay me. They didn't want to pay me. So he'd be willing to do it, just pay him. I would have preferred it was Tom Berenger. And then Kelly McGillis, she didn't age well. Her acting went downhill. And it's funny she dies with 30 minutes left of the movie. Instead of throwing all these random fucking characters in, how about you actually try to build up the characters you have? But that's, I know, too much. That's too much to ask for. It's too much to ask for. Roger Corman producing it ain't having that shit. He ain't having that shit. Just how it is. He ain't having that shit. I want to check real quick. Who directed this fucking film? Brian Clyde, who also helped write it. What else has he done? I'm just curious what else he's done. The Hunt for Edo 1 with Martha Costas and Rutger Hauer. I might have seen that one, but I don't remember much about it. He has not directed a lot of movies. Based on this, I can see why. But yeah, take that for you will. No titties, no nudity, no practical effects. I mean, I guess unless the up-close head puppet that you barely see anything and when the legs are in it. That sometimes it almost felt like it was the same shot repeated. Take that for you will. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.